Alright, today we're going to be canning some deer meat. Super simple. We're just going to try and make this as quick as possible. So let's get into it. Alright, so we got all of our meat cut up off the bone, and what we did was we just cubed it up into like bite-sized pieces. So whatever you think you'd want to, eat in one go without having to cut it up with a knife or something, that's what we do. We're using 16-ounce jars, pint jars. You can use half pints or quarts or whatever size jar you want, but this recipe is going to be for 16-ounce jars. And what we did was we just ran them through the dishwasher first, and we just pulled them out. The dishwasher's still nice and steamy. We did the same thing with the lids. So wash the cans, wash the lids, then make sure they're clean and sterilized. And the next thing we're going to do is fill them up. Here's the recipe I tried printing out for you guys, and I accidentally put tablespoons instead of teaspoons for everything, but I just crossed it out. So make sure you use teaspoons. I like to put mine in first, so we're doing a half teaspoon of salt, canning salt, in each one. Then we like to balance that salt out with some pepper. So we'll fill each one with a half teaspoon of pepper. Then we're going to use some smoked paprika. This will give it a little flavor. It'll be nice. And we're going to do a half teaspoon of that. Really, all this is preference. I might have went a little heavy on the pepper, so whatever you like, just do what you want to do. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is put some broth in here. I have some liquid broth from a roast we made. My grandma likes to use the cubed broth. You can get them in the store, and they're really good. They add a lot of flavor, but we have this broth, and it's good, so we're going to be putting that in instead. Now, you don't want to add too much liquid because the meat, whenever it's cooking, will actually add a lot of liquid. It'll pretty much fill up the whole jar. So I'm doing about a teaspoon of broth, and this will just give it a little flavor. And I also like to do it once I have all my dry ingredients in there so that I can kind of wet everything up and distribute it a little better into the jar. Okay, the second to last thing we're going to add is some minced garlic. Now, you can put cloves in here as well. You probably want to do 1 or 2, and that's if you like garlic. You don't have to put it in here, but I think if you like cooking, you like garlic. So I'm just going to use a spoon and kind of dab a little bit of, maybe like a half spoonful in each one, and it should give it some really nice flavor.